Welcome.
Hello.
My name is Dr. Joe, and I work for Dr. Tomasita Lahue at the Holistic Health and Wellness Center. I have my own practice there as well, but tonight I'm here to introduce Dr. Tomasita, who I've known for many years. And I just want to let you know she has tremendous dedication to the health of her patients. And so with that in mind, I'd like to bring her up to the center and give her a round of applause.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Joe. I'm very glad you made it. You didn't let that icy rain scare you away like it did some others. So I'm very glad to see you here. Has anybody heard me speak before? Yeah. Well, hopefully she enjoyed it enough that she's here for a second time, for her second enjoyment. And that's actually Denise's daughter too, so. Hey. All right, wonderful. Nice to see you. Well, I'm here to talk to you about holistic health. When people talk about holistic, a lot of times they have different ideas of what that is all about. And when I speak in terms of holistic, it's going to be a little bit different than what you've seen before. So, here we go. When you first wake up in the morning and you're feeling great, do you think about calling your doctor?
Your medical doctor.
Your medical doctor, I should say.
No,
No? Okay. And why not?
I feel fine.
Because you feel fine. And when do you call medical doctors?
And you don't feel good.
There you go. See, she remembers this. All right, she learned something. But you know, and that's the issue with so-called health care nowadays, is because people equate disease care to health care. See, true health care is about staying well, prevention, maintaining, and avoiding the sickness. When you go to a medical doctor, it's when some crisis has already happened and you need some medical intervention. So that's a key thing to understand, the difference between sick care and true health care. So when we talk about holistic care, it's about maintaining wellness, optimizing your health, and helping you to be able to enjoy your highest quality of life. So if you want to be a marathon runner, you can be a marathon runner. If you want to live long enough to enjoy your grandchildren, you can enjoy your grandchildren. That's what that's all about. So here's another good question. If you don't make any changes today and continue living your life the way you're living it, not making a single change, are you going to be sicker in 1 year or healthier? Okay, sicker. And the other? And what about 5 years from now, if you make absolutely no changes in your life, your eating habits, your exercise habits, your mental habits?
Unless they're really good, you're probably going to be sick.
Okay. So what we need to do is realize that in order to get a different result, right, we need to do something different. We need to take on a different approach. Because that's what taking responsibility for your health is all about. And that's another key thing. In our modern times, we're used to somebody else taking responsibility for certain things. You know, you go to a doctor and say, okay, make me well, give me a pill or whatever. But when you're talking about holistic health, guess what? The responsibility lies within you to do the right things, follow the treatment plans, eat the right foods, think the right ways, and so forth. So there's some personal involvement in all of this. And this brings us to that famous line that says that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So, do you want to feel different? You want to be able to do different things, achieve different goals? You need to take some action to get some different results. And that's where holistic health comes in. It encompasses your physical structure, your bones, your posture, your gait, the way you walk, the way you hold yourself, all of those things, the way you sit, all of those are part of your structure. It also includes your nutrition, what you eat, what you don't eat, what you drink, your habits, and vitamin deficiencies, vitamin supplementation, all of those things. Toxicity, because a lot of our food and water is contaminated, so we need nutrition to balance that out. And then it also includes mental, emotional. And although I am not a psychologist, although I do have a degree in psychology, I am working with emotions from a chiropractic point of view. Through applied kinesiology, we are able to get emotions brought out of the tissues. A lot of times we hold trauma, very traumatic issues, things that happened to us as a child, or in accidents, or in changes like divorce. We hold those types of issues within ourselves, within our structure. And with certain types of adjustments, we can help the body release those. So that's how we address the emotional issues. And I also include many things like journaling and the right type of journaling and things like that that I give my patients instructions on. So the main purpose is to attain and maintain balance. With balance, you're going to have homeostasis, which is a state of all the systems talking together, communicating well, and everything functioning optimally for optimal health. So we discussed some of this. Holistic involves the entire individual. It involves your structure, your chemical composition or your nutrition, the food you eat, the supplements you take, and also your emotional aspects. One very important part about your structure is, of course, your spinal column. As a chiropractor, the foundation of everything I do is chiropractic. It's the foundation. Because I believe that when we have a perfectly aligned spine, everything is able to communicate clearly to the rest of the body. When you look at the spine, a major part of your central nervous system, right? The brain and the spinal cord housed within the vertebral segments. And look at what comes out of each segment. Huge nerves. And where do those nerves go?
Everywhere.
Everywhere, every part of your tissue. Those nerves have other nerves that spider out and communicate and network to every single part of your body. So when you have a misalignment in the spine, you can cause irritation that may be causing your heart to be irregular. You may be causing irritation that's causing your thyroid not to function properly. You may be causing irritation that's causing you irritable bowel syndrome or constipation. You may be causing irritation down in the sacrum that's causing you to go to the bathroom, every 10 minutes. You see a lot of people who have urinary type problems, or painful periods, or menstrual cycles, or PMS. And when we adjust their sacrum and their L5, all of those symptoms go away. So when you have a misalignment within the spinal cord, everything is affected. And so that's the main goal, is to get your spine aligned so that everything is communicating clearly. And when everything communicates clearly, it works better. In fact, many studies have shown that people who get regular chiropractic care have less visits to crisis care, less visits to medical doctors. They get less flus, less colds, less missed work, less missed school days. They're just healthier overall. So again, the other aspects of holistic care are your habits, lifestyle changes, exercise, and attitude. One of the things that I think is coming to light more and more with the new research is that there is no separation between body, mind, and spirit. So when you start thinking that you're sick, or you start thinking of your body as unhealthy, you make it more unhealthy. And have you noticed that when you listen to your commercials about different diseases, they want you to call it my diabetes, my RA, my whatever dysfunction, because when you identify with that disease, it becomes you and you become it, and it's really hard to separate. So my first advice would be if you have a friend that's been diagnosed or you have been diagnosed with any condition, stop addressing it to it as my condition, my diabetes. It is the diabetes, the condition. Separate it from you, because that is the first step to reclaiming your health. Really, really important. May not seem to it right now, but as soon as you start separating yourself from that disease or that condition, you start to reclaim your health. That's the very first step. And with that very first step, you can start improving your quality of life tremendously. Many of my patients have been told, you're going to live with this pain the rest of your life, or this condition is only going to get worse. And if they start to believe it and integrate it into their body, the body will respond. So that's the first thing we have to get them, is to start thinking differently and separating themselves from that disease. The other thing is how and where you live, of course, affects your health. So the water that you drink. A lot of our water in this area is contaminated with cadmium from the farms, the cornfields. They've been sprayed with pesticides, and all of that water has been contaminated. So when we do hair analysis to determine if people are toxic, we find a lot of cadmium toxicity. And cadmium is one of those metals that can cause a lot of mimicking type of diseases, like neuropathies, where you have tingling and numbness. You can have a lot of fatigue, you can have a lot of headaches. So it is really important to identify those types of toxicities and eliminate them. So one way to start eliminating is to make sure that your water is clean and drink purified water.